Hey, it's Dave Conklin with Conklin Media. Thanks so much for checking out this video. We're going to go over the 5 things that you want to consider when you're either auditing your digital marketing strategy or you're looking to create a new one. So we're going to just dive right in right now. So Conklin Media, our leadership team here, has been involved in hundreds, if not thousands, of companies since 2000, so for the past 17 years. We've been helping companies, whether it's online apparel, or it's B2B conveyor belt systems or parking guidance systems that are installed in parking garages at airports and casinos, to generate leads and revenue. We've been blessed and honored to be involved with tens of millions of dollars in online revenue that's been generated and things. One of the things that we've realized is through all of those different experiences, all of them focus on these 5 areas. We always go through these steps. It's kind of second nature. But it's been really helpful to actually visualize it and get it written down. So we're going to go over the overall marketing strategy starting points. So the 5 things that you kind of want to look at. So number 1 is who's the buyer. Now this may seem very obvious to you. However, looking at where your potential buyers are actually spending time online is huge. We also want to look at, is your product or service one that they're searching for or something that they might not know exists yet? Because that's going to depend too where you're actually going to go about finding these customers and telling them about your products and services. We look at age and gender and location because there's certain websites out there that focus on those specific areas. One thing that is helpful for a lot of business owners to look at the internet with, it's looking at it like it's a world. And in this world are buildings. The buildings are things like LinkedIn and Facebook. And inside of those buildings are rooms where your potential customers are spending time. And the digital world gives you the option to actually go in and join the conversations that are happening inside of those rooms and tell them about your products and services. But you have to do it in a way that makes it so they don't want to kick you out of the room. You can't always be, here's my card, or here's our specials. You have to actually join conversations and offer value, and then everyone will actually want you to hang out with them and spend time. So those are the first things that you look at. Once you understand that, then you start to look at, do we want to use social media or search? If your product or service is one that people are searching for online, which there's tools available that you can see that, then you want to focus on search. However, you want to focus on the social side, if it's something that you need to interrupt them with. In other words, if you sell a new product or service or something that is really awesome, but people just don't know about yet, or they don't think about it right away as being an option, you can interrupt them. It's called interruption marketing, while they're surfing through their newsfeed in Facebook, for example, or while they're surfing the Wall Street Journal, you can have an ad pop up if they match a certain demographic criteria. So that's why we're looking at paid and organic social media right here. You can create communities for people online. For example, if you're in the B2B world and business to business world and you sell to chief technology officers, you can actually create campaigns that focus on just chief technology officers at a specific size of company, and you can get your content that you create right in front of those people. So that's one way that we go about doing it. If you're on the B2C side where you're selling to consumers, let's say you're a contractor, you can do the same thing. You can say, okay, our best demographic for profitability is women aged 35 to 55 who live in this specific town, who have a household income of X. You can actually create advertising that focuses directly on those individuals and get your message out in front of them. And if your message is good and it's not salesy, and you actually get them to come to your website, you are on a winning track, so to speak. So search engines, this is when you actually know what people are searching for. You can come up in the search engines when people are typing those things into Google and Bing and Yahoo and other search engines. There's paid and organic. We focus on both. The organic, I used to say free, but it's not free. You don't pay per click necessarily, but you certainly need to build up a lot of credibility online, get a lot of other sites talking about you and things like that in order to increase that organic search ranking. And we can go over that in detail if you want at some point. So you've identified the buyer. You have looked at, do we want to focus on social or do we want to focus on search? And when you do, you're going to start sending people to your website. Now, here are some things we always make sure that folks have on their website. Number 1, testimonials, clients, awards, and social proof. These items right here. You have to make sure that you are building credibility on your site and that people, when they're exposed to your brand for the first time, they actually believe that, okay, this company has some testimonials. These are people I could call. They have some clients already that have done good work. They've won some awards, and they have the social proof there. They're being mentioned on different articles and things like that. So if that stuff isn't the case yet, we can work with you on making that happen. And then, of course, on your page, you're going to have your about page, your contact information, any products and services on different pages throughout your website. And you want to make sure you have a video explaining your business. It's kind of what we're doing right here, actually. You're watching this video because you're either a competitor or you're a potential customer, and you're learning more about what we do through this video. And it's a great way to quickly have an organization kind of understand where you're coming from and build some credibility. Some optional things that we've also worked with some companies on, things like online scheduling. It can add a lot of efficiency to your team if you have clients actually scheduling right on your website. Bill pay and invoice can help your accounts payable people. It's a quick and easy way. They can pay on their phone, they can pay online, they can do whatever. Portfolio is a really important thing to look at if you have before and after pictures, or if you just do some really artistic work, something visual. You want to make sure you have it in a portfolio. And then an online chat. Your website, when someone comes into your website, it's the equivalent of them coming into your store. And online chat offers a great way to actually interact with the folks that come onto your website in the same way that they would if they came up to a receptionist desk at your store. Now, once you have that stuff accomplished, you want to make sure you're focusing on some CTAs, or calls to action. You want to make sure that they can email you, that your email address is clearly right on the website. You want to make sure your phone number is there. We recommend trackable phone numbers so that you can actually attribute a call to the website to make sure the website gets its props when it needs to. Lead magnets, that's, for example, this document that you're looking at right now is downloadable. You can just click the button to download it. And that's a lead magnet for us. If you download that, then we get a lead, so to speak, and you are now on our list and we can follow up with you. If you do it right, if you follow up right, it doesn't offend people. If you're aggressive with your follow-up and you don't offer value in the follow-up, then they're not going to want to continue to get your messages probably, and they're going to unsubscribe. And then you want to offer a form contact. People are very comfortable with filling out forms today, so you want to make sure that that's happening. These calls to action need to be on every page of your site, okay? So you need to, not all of them necessarily, but you need to make sure that your website is clear whenever they are anywhere. How do I actually get a hold of these people? And they can easily go about doing so. And then 5, and the last one is, once they've come to your site or they've indicated that they want something or they've called or whatnot, you want to make sure that they end up on an automatic email list, that they're retargeted, which means that when they come to the site, we put a cookie on their computer and then there's ads for your business that go around. And then that they're removed from that retargeting when they actually make a purchase from you. Pre-planned snail mail is huge. A lead comes in, you happen to have their address as well. You want to make sure that there's something that you send them, a handwritten thank you card or something like that, that you send them down the line. Blog updates. You want to make sure you're updating your blog regularly, because your blog powers your social media. It powers this automatic email that goes out. So we want to make sure that you're updating your blog at least once a week. Social media, I just referenced that. You want to make sure you're building your community out there and actually keeping it alive and making people want to visit your social media page. And then pre-planned phone outreach, same kind of a deal. Someone comes in, you want to give them a call. Just give them a call and say, hey, I know you were on our site about a month ago. Thanks so much for stopping by. You downloaded the blah, blah, blah. And I just wanted to follow up with you to see if we could help you out with anything. So I hope that this document is helpful to you and gives you a good brainstorming tool to go over with your team or a company that you're working with. And of course, if you would like us to help you out with that, we would be happy to as well. You can just give us a call or send us an email. Thanks so much.